How's that? We'll go with it. Hail. Not hail. Ayo! It's Manaiman here. Today, what we're gonna do is the same as last week, no difference, with the Shonen Jump reviews. This week is issue 25. Cover is Mission... Why'd I think of doing that? I don't know how to say this. Oh well. Mission Yosakura family, I'll just go with that. If it's wrong, Mabi. So this week I've changed up the listings a little bit. So, because One Piece isn't here, I won't be covering that this week, so don't worry yourself, you didn't miss one. Oda missed one. It's a good one. And so the last one won't be Ao no Hako this week. It'll be Koku Ryu's on 9 Dragons. So I've switched that a little bit, but besides that, most things are the same. And for those who are new here, let me cover the 5 series in Jump I don't cover, which are Black Clover, Me and Roboko, Undead Unluck, Mission Yozakura family, and finally it is Ayakashi Triangle. Those are the 5 series I don't cover. For the reasons, you can go watch the first video, but it really just came down to like some didn't interest me, some I'm not caught up with, and others I just haven't read. So with that out of the way, let's start with the number 1 series here, MHA chapter 313. My girl is back, Lady Nagat, let's go! Oh man, her battle was... I liked the battle. Let me just say that. The battle was fine. Everyone on Twitter was saying like, yo, it's so good. It was okay. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I think we're a little lacked for a good MHA this time around. So really, it's an okay chapter. There was a part about it I was super confused with which she's on one side of the building and Deku's on the other side of the building. And so she curves a bullet and hits him. And I was like, well, how did that happen? I was like so confused. So I reread the chapter, and apparently it's because she's just so godlike at sniping that she's able to do the calculations on the fly and then go phew. I just didn't understand when Deku said it, I guess. So she was able to curve the bullet around so it hit him from behind, and then as he was distracted that, she could shoot phew, this way. Like, yeah, take that, Deku. Let's go! Let's go! What else happened in this chapter, you might ask? All Might. I know it's not important but compared to Lady Nagat. But All Might did do something, okay, I guess. His life was threatened. Give it up. Number 1 hero, baby. Number 1! Yeah, his life got threatened, and then they were like, look at him, look, he's weak! And then All Might said, am I? And then they said, I guess not. And then they got scared and I guess ran away. I'm not sure. Last time we saw they were on the floor like, no. So we'll see where that goes next week. I want to see more Endeavor. He's my boy. More Endeavor! There was a part that I made fun of Bakugo for not dying again. And I want to include it. Where is it? So something... even after rereading that I didn't really understand was, what was the third's quirk? Like the 6th was the, making of the fog and then like the smoke or whatever and going and then shrouding everything. So you weren't able to like tell what was going on. And then what is the third's? Is it just like super fast? Because he just kind of went items of clothing like it's strip poker or something. And then, Lady Nagat shooting all of them, hoping one of them is Deku, thinking all of them are Deku, really. She shoots them all, and none of them are Deku, unfortunately. And so, it's just like, what was the power? I don't understand. I guess we'll find out later, but it just doesn't make sense. Can someone explain? I genuinely do not understand what power, what quirk Deku has used when he said the third's quirk. I genuinely don't know. And while that was confusing and all, what wasn't confusing was Lady Naga's style. Let me tell you. Oh, chef's kiss. Horikoshi, you know how to draw this particular girl, let me tell you. A simple, just dress. Last chapter, I thought it was like a dress-ish thing with like tights under. That's what I thought it was gonna be, like a suit with a dress, or like a latex kind of suit that like that one girl who changes has, you know, like Uraraka, like that kind of thing. That kind of like tight-fitting latex sort of thing going on. I thought that's what she was wearing, but no, it's just a dress. It's really simple and I really enjoy it, but it is also a little too simple for my liking, personally. I feel like Horikoshi has so many, like, you know, crazy designed characters, and then there's just Lady Nagat with her dress. Like, I love it, but come on, man, a little bit more. Though I do love her hair and her eyebrows. I just love everything about her. And then the final thing about the chapter was just kind of the final page, the final 2 pages or something, when she's like, when Deku goes up and grabs her, and I'm like, well, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna like go and throw her? Or are you gonna like threaten her for information? Like, I'm gonna throw you if you don't give me the information. I don't know. How am I supposed to know? Do I look like Horikoshi? Like, I don't know. It was just really not uncomfortable, but really weird how he's just like grabbed her. It's like, dude, what are you gonna do with her now? What are you gonna do with her? You can't kill her. You're a hero. So when Deku uses the third's quirk, the third says like, oh, you're not ready. It's not ready yet. You're not good enough. You haven't mastered it yet. Like, out of concern and, you know, caution. And he still hasn't mastered a quirk yet. It's almost as if a month wasn't long enough for a time skip. Maybe a certain Bakugo Katsuki should have died. Talking to you in particular, and you know who I'm talking to. In particularly you. Alright, Dr. Stone. Oh my god, it's so hot in here. Number 2, Dr. Stone, chapter 197. So when I was reading the chapter, I thought to myself, you know, I'm just gonna say, you know, it's okay. I know last video I talked of Dr. Stone about having no boring chapters, but this one, they made it. They made it happen. They made a boring chapter. That was before I finished the chapter. It was just kind of an alright chapter with everyone just like, you know, chilling about and like reviving everyone, which is nice. Though Chelsea was a little bit annoying, too much so for my tastes. But then again, that's just me. I didn't really like how she was like, oh, say the thing, and then Hyogo was just like, said the thing, and everyone's like, yeah, like, it's not funny. It's not funny. If that was like a party I was at, and that happened, I'd be like, dude, Chelsea, shut up. Shut up, please. Now that Senku's awake, we're able to revive everyone. Thank God Senku's here, because it was, you know, 7 years for Suika to revive one person. 7 times 16, what is it, like 122 years? I don't know if Suika could have survived that one. It would have been like Rei when she was like when she was doing the like light thing, you know, in the sky. Like, oh my god. That's crazy. That's a crazy long time, and I don't think Suika could have done that. But I'm glad she brought back Senku. Like I said before, I was gonna say it was a boring chapter, but they tricked me. The first boring chapter of Dr. Stone, still waiting for that to happen. Boichi, Inugaki, I hope that's how you pronounce your name. Those final 6 or 7 pages, man. So good. They just talked about, you know, Kuram was like a little drunk, so he was gonna relieve himself. He was going to urinate in a bush, because he drank a little too much alcohol, I believe, because he was acting a little tipsy. And so he finds the bush and everything, and overhears Tsukasa and Senku talking about how the revival thing really is just like, it just nullifies death. First with Senku, you know, the first time around when Tsukasa killed Senku, and then now with Hyoga. You know, he's dead, and then they just brought him back, like, bro. So now everyone on Earth is just immortal, technically, you know. as long as you had someone to help you out and give you the to like petrify you, and had the nitric acid, you could live forever. Whoa. Coming off the tails of the Demon Slayer movie, spoilers. Well, kind of spoilers? I don't know. If you haven't seen the movie, don't watch this part, but whatever. But just kind of the trailers, like, where the part where Rengoku-san's like, growing old and dying. That's what being a human's all about, and like that's what makes us so strong. And it's like coming off the tails of that, and then seeing this like petrification device. It's just like it has such a like it has more gravity to the decision of bringing someone back. Like that's like that's a part of being human, just dying. Everyone goes through it, unfortunately. And so I'm really excited to see where it goes. And in the beginning of the chapter, what's his name? How do you pronounce it? Kaseki. Okay. Kaseki. So the beginning of the chapter, Kaseki was like, "Oh man, every time I get thrown back, man, it's like I'm even better." And Chrome was like, Chrome was like, well, why don't we just keep him petrified? So when we need him, we could just use the nitric acid and everything, and then he won't die ever, and we'd only bring him back for whenever we needed him. And I thought that'd be really interesting if, if Kaseki, died. Like, what would happen? How would Senku's crew react? The Kingdom of Science. What would happen to the Kingdom of Science? I was really interested in the idea of it. And let me tell you, it's not going to happen. Unfortunately, but it won't happen. Whatever. I'm just looking forward to the next episode. Or next chapter. Pardon me. I'm really interested. I wonder what's Crom going to do? Is he going to talk to the villagers? Is he going to make a drunk decision and talk to the villagers? Is he going to, just keep this with Senku and Tsukasa and he's going to join them? Or is he just going to keep this with himself and not bring it up to anyone? I don't know. What I think, I'm going to take a bet on this. I think what'll happen, what's going to happen is that Chrome is going to internalize. He's not going to tell anyone, and then he's going to tell Senku in later chapters. That's what I think is going to happen. Or, and this is my like lesser bet. So like I would get like 1 point if this came true versus the 10 points if the like previous guess came true. If like talk to Senku later on, that's 10 points, and this one 1 point. The 1 point decision I'm making here is that he's not going to tell anyone until someone dies, and then he'll be like, well, you can just bring him back, Senku said so. And then they're going to have this whole conversation in the village like, Senku said that? And they're going to talk about it a lot. That's what I think is the, I'll bump it up to 2 point, a 2 point decision. It's a little heavier than 1 point. It's 2 point time. Is it Jujutsu Kaisen time? Yeah, it is. Sanbon, Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 149. Such a great chapter this time around with Maki and Mai dealing with the aftermath of the, Fujiguro thing. I ain't gonna lie, I don't remember last chapter at all, so I'm just gonna talk about this chapter, not gonna talk about any relation, because I don't remember anything. But this time around, when we have Maki and Mai being thrown into this room, and then Mai decides, you know what, I'm gonna die. There's this twin thing apparently, that if a twin and if there's two twins, right? A pair of twins, which is two individuals. If say this one were to slack off, then this one would be limited by this one slacking off. So what they both need to do is go up. But if she dies, then she can only grow. And I thought that was really clever. I would like to see it done more, but I don't really know how you could. You know what I mean? I think it's an interesting. It's definitely an interesting like a little mini arc. You know, if Mai and Maki talked about it more, sort of thing. I think that would be really nice. But I don't mind what happened next. Mai dying. That is. I hate Mai. I'm super happy she's gone. Let's go. Crab dance, if you will. 4番 Ame no Furu chapter 5. Let's go. Here's the right chapter number. So apparently at the end of the chapter, it's Irie-san, senpai, whatever, Irie-san says that there is an exam coming up. So there's going to be a recite exam arc, and I'm excited. I haven't got a good exam arc. I really loved Hunter x Hunters when I grew up and I watched it again. I thought, no, this isn't as great as it used to be. But I mean, we'll see how this one. I'm hoping for a good exam arc. The Hunter x Hunter was kind of disappointing when I rewatched it. Toriko guys, Build Kings. That's what it was called. Build Kings. Got axed, so the arc got just thrown away. You know, such a weird ending too. Whatever. Yeah, I'll never see how that ended. Let me tell you. And then we also got introduced to Ieri-san's... oh my god, it's not Ieri, it's Irie. Irie-san's background. And her parents are the same joke that has been played this entire time, which I hate already. Where it's like expectation broken down. Here's the sweet, funny bit. That's not funny though. And learning that this is an action comedy series where the action is subpar visually, you know, and the comedy isn't funny. The setting's really all it's got going for it, man. And it hurts me to say. I love the idea of this, and I want it to do well. But oh my god, the comedy isn't funny, and they're doing better with the action slightly. I was confused about the when it went the lollipop, when she expanded the lollipop and she went phew. It was good, but it was also like confusing until I read it, you know. And I know that happens, and I'm not gonna blame them too much for it, but like, come on, dude. Come on! Speaking of action comedy, 5番 Sakamoto-san, chapter... no, it's not Sakamoto-san, it's Sakamoto Days, no! 5番 Sakamoto Days, chapter 24. My god, they know how to draw action and get the comedy right. So good. The punches that Sakamoto has in this chapter, oh, how do you get up after it? It hits you so hard, and it's like out of nowhere, such a surprise. And then the action afterwards, where it's like, you know, the punch, the connect, and then you see him go, you see the character go flying. It's like, oh my god, this guy knows how to draw. And the humor in it is really funny too. It's not like Gintama level. It's not like, you know, that kind of funny. But it's a good funny. It's funny. That being said, Sakamoto and Shin got hit with this one dude who has these syringes, and like right in his neck and the back of the neck as well. And man, that's some crazy stuff. How fast do you have to be faster than Sakamoto? Let's be honest. How fast? I don't know how fast. Do you know how fast? I sure don't. Like, what's the kmh on that, right? Kilometers per hour. kph. What's the kph on that? Kilometers per hour. What is that? I really liked the enemy. That, you know, the syringe guy. I really liked him because he's like, he has this off aura about him, right? Where it's not, he's not a perfect enemy, but he's not a perfect scientist either. He's right in the middle, where he's a little crazy, of course. He's not totally crazy, but he's just enough to make it uncomfortable, you know? And that's a good villain. He has these electrodes, I think they're called, in the shot, in the syringe that he injects. And then in that, he can control what happens. So Shin got this word reverser. So instead of go, he said, oh, you know what I mean? Oh, so good. Oh. Where's the Oscar? Where's the Tony? Give me the award. And then Sakamoto got a hit reverser? I don't know what you would call it. So say I wanted to punch the enemy. I punched Shin instead. So if I'm like, oh, well, if I don't punch, so let me punch Shin, and then I hit the enemy instead. That's how it works. But what I really thought was funny was when Shin, or when Sakamoto-san hit the enemy, and he said, oh, I just need to aim for Shin. Instead, he hits like 10 times harder, and Shin's just like, you're hitting harder. Why? And I'm like, bro, Aminu Furu needs to take notes, because Sakamoto Days is how you do action comedy. Dokuman, Mashle, chapter 63. The fight between Wahlberg and Instant Zero is on its way. So in the meantime, let's talk about this chapter 63. The first thing I thought was crazy how Instant Zero has this power to bring these monsters that are, you know, two lines. That's how strong they are. They're stronger than most of the main cast. The second thing I thought was very impressive in this chapter is how Wahlberg can make people just not be affected by a time stop. Okay, you're that strong, I guess. And so then the third thing I thought was really impressive with this chapter was how, you know, like Dot and those characters who are one line are fighting and destroying. I thought that was really cool. Because think about it, right? He's like, he's growing. He's that strong that he could take down a 2-line and not have it be an issue. You know what I mean? Like, bro, you were that strong. Let's go. You know, let's like imagine how strong Mashle is right now. Speaking of Mashle, actually, the fourth thing I thought was really impressive in this chapter was how there was this tower, right? And that's not the impressive part. The impressive part is how Dot doesn't know Mashle. That's the impressive part. At this point, he should know his friend, right? He says, how is Mashle going to climb up there? No, my friend. He's going to kick it in pieces. And then he's going to, you know, attack the guy from there. And the final thing I thought was impressive, number 5, was how, was the ending. Because it was like, it was just the classic awkward conversation with someone you haven't seen in a while and you don't remember them. You meet someone and you don't remember you've met them. That is exactly what happened. Or he's like, oh, it's been so long since we last fought, Mashle, and he's like, yeah, we sat next together in that one class, right? And the guy, just the pure rage he's seeing in his face, where it's just like the like, oh my god, he is so livid, and I am so here for it. I love it so much. It's so funny. Aminu Furu, take notes once more. Mashle is another series that does action comedy correctly. Namabon, Elusive Samurai, chapter 17. Okay. What can I say except I was right? Manaiman was right. Last week, if you remember the video, I was talking about the village. And I said, the village isn't going to have anyone in it. It's going to have the, I was half right. Let me first that I was half right. Because what I said happened, is that the village wasn't touched by the Suwa army yet. But it was. And there were only so right now there's only children and this kid, Fubuki, who is now going to join the Elusive Samurai. Presumably, I'm sure. I'm like 90% sure. 10% is like, well, what are these kids gonna do once Fubuki's gone? Well, that's like more 5%, really. The other 5% is like, well, when the Suwa clan gets there, what's gonna happen? Or not the clan, the army. What's the Suwa army gonna get there? When the Suwa army gets there, what's gonna happen, bro? What's gonna happen? Is it gonna be like, you know, they fight to the death? Is it gonna be like, you know, I wanna know what's gonna happen? Man, call me Ludwig, because that's exactly what he does. It's not even funny. Something I really thought was interesting in the chapter is how all the kids are helping Fubuki out. I'm surprised that none of the kids were like, nah, it's too scary, or, you know, I'm too scared, I'm too young. It's like, where's my mom and dad? They're all like grown up and ready to help Fubuki fight. That was really cool. I really liked that. But I do wonder what will happen to them. Are they gonna like just take all of the kids and Fubuki back to their base? Or are they gonna fight for the village? And then once they do that, what's gonna happen to the village? Are they gonna leave the kids there, or are they just gonna leave the village there? There's so many questions, really. Like, I just can't see them winning this battle of territory. And last thing before we move on to the 8th series. Ant guy. Yes. I want to know if the ants have anything to do with his fighting style. What is his specialty? Because we've seen eye guy and we've seen ear guy. What is his specialty? Is it stomach guy? Because there's a lot of ants on his stomach. Is that a tattoo? Is that are those real ants? Or don't those hurt? You know, just I'm excited to see what he's got going on. Really, ant guy. Let's go. It's Mario month after all. Of course, ant guy is gonna be here. Let's go, Mario month. Mario month. So at this point, if you know me, you know, or if you've seen me on the Mal threads, or the forums, I'm starting to believe that I Tell C is my series. Not like as in I'm on the writer, but like when you think of Manaiman, you're gonna think of I Tell C, and I don't know if I'm happy about that or if I'm upset about that. Oh yeah, I forgot to do that, huh? Hachiban, I Tell C, chapter 36. It's not even close, is it? Hachiban, I Tell C, chapter 16. This chapter was really good. And this isn't going to help my reputation to be the I Tell C guy. This isn't going to help me. So my thoughts on this chapter? Really, who else could outsmart Mar but Risa? Let's be honest, right? Like, she's about to jump off this building to go down into the park and to get away. But they put a magnetic tile right there so that her boot would get stuck. Like, dude, she's in their head so much so that Risa was on the helicopter. She's piloting the helicopter to take down Mar. Come on. Come on. Come on. I had to do it a third time. You know how just... Oh, please do this more, I Tell C. I want more. I don't want this series to end like this. I want more. Give me another Mar. Give me more good situations like that. Also, who was it last week that called Sakon and Risa working together to take down Mar? Manaiman, maybe? Thank you. I know I wasn't your first choice. Your first thought. I mean, who was? I know it wasn't me. Let's be honest. Who was it? Come on, tell me. You can tell me. But by far, one of my favorite parts, panels, just pieces of art within this entire series was when she's on the plane, and then Risa is like, sorry it took me so long, I'm learning how to pilot this, and the dread on Mar's face, the single panel of dread on Mar's face is probably one of my favorite just panels of manga. It's so good. Just, oh, so good. It's not up there with the Berserk. It's in I'd say top 30, 20 at best, I'd say. But definitely up there with some of the better ones, I'd say. Not the best, but some of the good ones. So, no, not even the good ones. Some of the great ones, I'd say. Better and great ones, I'd say. The one thing I will say about this chapter was kind of like expected, at least I thought so, was when she was like, oh yeah, one of my followers, and it's just this figure shrouded in darkness, and it's like, come on, bro. We know that's gonna be Risa's friend who's like this, and Mr. Half, Mr. One Half, Mr. Sakon Ukon, Mr. Chocolate Milk Chocolate, you know what I mean? Like, come on, throw me a better one. You have Risa versus Mar. This is the best. You give me this slap in the face. That's what you've hit me with. A slap in the face. That's what you've hit me with. Cubon. Harbour Cop and Dolphin. Chapter 43. There's not really much to talk about this time around. For this chapter at least. I feel like just seeing Shark being kind of cool and like protecting Chaco was really cool, really noble of him. And then when that one blonde guy, I forgot his name, whatever, I don't care, no one cares about him, is like, oh yeah, Orpheus is dead, Chaco, blah blah blah, you know. And then he gets in the way of that. Like, that was really cool. New Shark, like, Shark is just really cool, hard boiled even. Might I say? Also, genuine question is Umi named after the ocean? Because in Japanese, Umi is like the kanji for Umi, at least the one, that I am thinking of. It's like sea, ocean, that sort of thing. Genuine question. I don't have any. Oh, I guess I could check. I'll check and I'll tell you guys. But genuine question. If any of you know, I'd really love to know. It's really interesting. It's very clever. Like Samejima, Same being shark. Juban. Let's watch chapter 15. Really weird chapter. Like, cute girl. I loved her outfit, by the way. Her outfit was really nice. She's really cute too. Just making it even weirder when she turned into a cat and got pet. Not really a fan of that, let me tell you. Really awkward, and just made me uncomfortable. Really, I want to see more of her, but less of that, please. The thing I did like about this chapter was how the girl is annoyed with where the Tengu would come over, like try to pet the cat, and then she would just be like, "Get away from me, stupid Tengu." She's just like so utterly frustrated with this, and I thought it was pretty funny. Like, I don't know why, I thought it's so stupid, but I thought it was really funny. Juichiban, Magu-Chan, chapter 44. This chapter was interesting. I really liked how we had the fishing. Or not the fishing, why am I thinking of fish? I really liked the cooking aspect of it. Ruru with her natto omelet, and then Naputaku with his pudding à la mode. I mean, I really want to eat that. Juniban. Koukosei Kazoku, chapter Sanjukyu. Really good chapter, honestly. It was about after last week's, Ichiro Itani, just making waves in Happy High School. I was really shocked that Kotaro Ietani was like, man, I want to be good, I want to make waves, I want to show people that I can do that too, rather than just being like, Dad, you're so embarrassing. Like, and even at the end of the chapter, he just says like, I'm used to it now, which shows. I mean, it shows by the end of it. But I just really thought that was kind of like a somewhat character development, where he's gone from like, oh, this is so annoying, to, you know what, my dad's doing this, I need to bring it up too. It's his motivating factor in a way. Not only is he trying to show off to his friends, his classmates, and his family, he's also trying to show off to the entire school, rather than just his classmates and this one girl he likes, that one particular girl in chapter whatever that he likes. Yeah, playing tennis is like just putting his all into it. Like, bro, good chapter, really enjoyed it, and just makes me sad that next week is there probably won't be any let's just say sports chapters. It's gonna be some classic high school hijinks, and I'm not really, I mean, I like that, don't get me wrong, but I want the sports. The sports in this series are really good. If Kokusei Kazoku doesn't make it, please make a sports series. That would be, he could do it. I trust him fully. After realizing that he needs to power up because he wants to show off for everyone, he wins. He defeats the other teams. I forgot their team name, sorry. That team's first year, but then the upperclassmen lost. So, upsetting. But at least Kotaro won, which is just like, let's go, I couldn't believe how it was like, just how moving that chapter was, really. How into it got. Like, I'm not really a big fan of tennis, but, like, this is a series that's gonna get me into Prince of Tennis, I swear. I swear, bro. Every chapter where they have played tennis, I'm on the edge of my seat, I'm really into it, and I want more. So what I'm hoping for is that the chapters in the Prince of Tennis are just as good, if not better, than the tennis chapters in Kokusei Kazoku. That might smell. I'm sure I counted this wrong, whatever. What is it? 5, right? Alright. 13番 Ao no Hako. Chapter 5. I'll learn how to save chapter later. I'll do it later on. Trust me, at one of these weeks, I'll have got it down. So similar to Kokusei Kazoku, this chapter really focuses on Taiki and how it, in the badminton, the intensity, trying to show off, the feelings of not, being enough, or people perceiving you as not doing well enough. In this chapter, we see Taiki's upperclassman senpai, whatever you want to call him, Haryu, and we find out he has a crush on Chinatsu senpai, a little bit, maybe. We'll see. He likes how she is, but that's remained to be seen. How far he's willing to go to get her. And so then Taiki gets to play him. Gets to play an upperclassman. What valuable experience that is as an athlete, let me tell you. Playing someone that is better than you, that has more experience than you, it's invaluable. It's so helpful. And through my college volleyball, when I was able to play, I was able to really get better at my game, and I do really just miss playing volleyball. So that's what's great about these sports series, is how, though I can't play volleyball right now, I can't play my designated sport, I can get into the story of another person really getting into it, you know what I mean? Like Taiki, like Kotaro, like Ietani, just these people who are just striving to get to their dream, like whether it be Ichiro Ietani being like just playing on the team again, he just wants that high school life, or Kotaro just trying to impress the girl and his teammates and his family and friends and the entire school, so he lives up to what his dad is, brought down on him already. Not really brought down, but you know what I mean, as an example, if you will. Or like Taiki, who wants to get to the nationals, so 1, to impress the girl, 2, to impress himself, and 3, because he loves the sport that much. And really, I really hope he gets to nationals, because I cannot wait to see those games. The way the flow of these games in all of these sports, it works so well for manga, like with it's just such an intense sort of paneling and structure, and how it flows. It's so good. Like with Kotaro, the ball goes high and he's like, or, and it's the same thing with Taiki. Same thing happened where the ball, or the the shuttlecock went really high, and he gets up and just went full on, and it's like, bro, oh my god, I miss that. I miss seeing that ball and just slamming it down, or blocking it even, I miss those times. I miss it a lot. 14番 Kyuryu, chapter 14. Took me long enough. So I think this series is just a little different from the other sports series, because when you think about it, it's like Kotaro Ietani and Ichiro Ietani are both striving for like a personal goal, even though they're on teams, or really only one of them is on team with Ichiro. They both have these personal goals of striving to become better at their sport. And then it's the same with Taiki, he wants to strive to become better at the sport. He wants to, he just loves the game and everything. And I'm not saying that they don't love the game and they want to get better, but this is more of like, it's less about an individual and more about the team. And I know it's crazy because it's a team game, but it's hard to understand. Where we focus on the individuals in these in in Iatani and Kotaro and in Taiki's case. But on this team, we focus on everything. We focus on getting the members, keeping the members, and then practicing with the members. And I think it's nice. It's a little interesting. I'm enjoying it, and I want to see, after this chapter with Shiro Shiratori, we see how far they have to go. Like, this is Hakuo's #1 ace, the best, and they just get so destroyed. He creams down their throat, if you will. Hey, thanks, Coach James. I won't forget that one. And so it's just kind of like, you see how far they have to go to even compete with that level. Like, they can't even hit the ball at all, and the catcher can barely catch the ball of the pitcher. Like that's how far they have to go. And it's interesting because Hakuo's always lost to this school, Konku Ryuzan. It doesn't seem like it this time, but I mean, we'll just have to see how this series pans out. We still have open slots for this team, and I'm really interested to see what kind of members, not like their positions, because those are already kind of filled via what they need left, but like the personality. That's what I'm really wanting to see. Something I found really funny in this chapter was how when they're practicing together, and you could see them getting better as a team. What I found funny in that situation was that I'm like, oh yeah, I know this guy, and then there's that one plain dude. I'm like, dude, who are you again? And I know that's kind of like probably the reason they added him, because it's like, all right, this character that people are gonna kind of forget, just add him in. We're good, but he's gonna be my favorite character. I feel it coming. I definitely feel it coming. Because he's just there. Like, come on, bro. I'm gonna like this character. Let's be honest. Oh. That we've completed another Weekly Shonen Jump review this week, for this time around for issue 25 for 2021. I want to thank all y'all for being here. But before y'all leave, let's rank the series. How about that? I'll do top 3 again. I liked it last time. Let's keep it again. These are my rankings. Top 3 of Weekly Shonen Jump issue number 25 for 2021. Number 3, Dr. Stone, chapter 197. Ooh, no, I take it back. Number 3, ITLC chapter 16. Number 2,高校生家族. And then number 1 being Ao no Hako. Really good chapter. I can't wait to see where this series goes. Or check it out if you haven't, honestly. It is a really good series. Please check it out. Please, if you haven't checked it out, please check it out. It's so good. It's only like 7 or 6 chapters. I don't remember. You remember because you watched the video. Please watch. Read it. Oh, it's such a good series. Trust me, you'll want to read it. After reading like the first chapter or something, you'll get into it. I believe you me. The artist. Oh my god. What am I doing here? Doing a review. It's turned into an Ao no Hako review. Rather than a Weekly Shonen Jump review. Or it's turned to a super eye patch of why you should read Ao no Hako. So let's try something new out. I'm gonna try something new right now. Some honorable mentions this time around, because I have time for it. These are in no particular order. I just wanted to name 3 chapters that if I, were to list all of them. These are in no particular order. I just wanted to list 3 chapters that I thought were good and were also really good. Those being Mashle, chapter 63, Jujutsu, oh my god, how can I not pronounce this? Jujutsu Kaisen, chapter 149, and Cop and Dolphin, chapter 43. And we're done. Thank you guys for showing up once more. I think Mondays are going to be the day for this because it takes so long to do these on Sundays, where I have to read it, I have to write it, I have to record it, I have to edit it. So I think I'm going to just aim for Mondays, a Monday release. Monday and Tuesday. I'm sorry, it's kind of old news at that point, but like mine is better than not putting all of this effort into it, right? Hopefully someone enjoys it out there. I'm sure one of you do. Tell me if you do in the comments below. I've also left stamps as always. Why did I say that in the beginning of the video, idiot? Share this video. That's like really the main thing. I mean, subscribing is nice, liking the video is nice, but I think sharing is probably the best thing you could do for helping me out at least. Because if you share the video, then more people get to see this. Even though it is like you're gonna only watch part of the video. I know that most people won't watch all of it, but at least a part of it. You know what I mean? Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. John. Ow! Oh, that hurts.